Today we are at OSU Oklahoma City campus here at our Water Conservation Demonstration Garden, part of a partnership with OSU and the City of Oklahoma City Utilities and Oklahoma City Water Utilities Trust. And here I'd like to show you and talk about functional turfgrass spaces, which is one of the 7 principles of water conserving landscapes. So here's an example of 3 different types of turf grasses. We have a buffalo grass, a Zoesia grass, and also a Bermuda grass. Now all 3 of these grasses are warm season grasses, and they're well adapted to growing in Oklahoma. Warm season grasses do a great job, especially in our summers in Oklahoma. As you might expect from the name warm season turf grasses, they like warmer weather. But in the wintertime, they'll turn brown or go dormant over the year, and then springtime green up again. So all 3 of these warm season turf grasses have different functions and uses. Here we have a buffalo grass example, and this one is considered a lower maintenance turf grass, and also is considered one of the only native species that's used as turf grass in the U.S. Now there are other types of grasses that people maybe think are native to the United States, but not typically used for turf. Now buffalo grass is more of a low growing and does not take as much water or fertilizer or inputs as some other turf grasses might take. However, the drawback is it may not be as dense of a turf. It may not withstand traffic, whether it be foot traffic or kids playing in the yard as well as some other grasses. But if you're going to use a space where there's not going to be a lot of traffic, not going to be a lot of play, maybe kind of out beyond kind of the back side of your house, something like that, this can be used, and you don't have to mow it as much, don't have to maintain it quite as much. The one big thing we have to mention though is Bermuda grass can easily invade buffalo grass as a weed. So if there's anywhere that you already have Bermuda grass and you're trying to establish to buffalo grass, it is really hard to do because the Bermuda grass can easily outcompete buffalo grass, especially if it's getting water and fertilizer. So that's something to remember. And that's why a lot of people like to go with maybe sodding an area to buffalo grass over seeding, or maybe using plugs to try to get it established. Now here's an example. I've mentioned Bermuda grass. Here's an example of a newer cultivar of Bermuda grass actually developed by Oklahoma State University. This is latitude 36. And we developed these Bermuda grasses for turf use because one of the drawbacks of using Bermuda grass in Oklahoma is that they can die back in cold winters, and also they're susceptible to a couple diseases, one of those being spring dead spot. And so these grasses were developed to help withstand both spring dead spot and have better winter tolerance. So they're great for use in Oklahoma. However, they are very aggressive grasses. And so if we want to use them for like a sports field or an area where your kids are going to play, they can be great. If you want to use them right next to your flower beds or somewhere where you're going to always have to be edging Bermuda, maybe you want to go with a slower growing type, and those are out there as well. And speaking of a slower growing type of grass, here's an example of that with Zoesia grass. So Zoesia grass, just like the other 2, are warm season grasses. A little bit different look to it, different feel to it. As you're to walk on it, it feels almost kind of more tough and resilient and spongy. But it is actually a little bit less aggressive than Bermuda grass, more aggressive than buffalo, but less aggressive than Bermuda. So it can do well around maybe sidewalks and around your landscape beds. I would say better than Bermuda, but still it still spreads, so you're going to have to control and watch it so that it doesn't invade your flower beds. Now, one of the claim to fame for Zoesia grass versus buffalo and Bermuda is that this one can actually tolerate some light shade. So if you have some trees in the landscape and you still want to use a warm season grass, you can sod in some Zoesia grass and it will actually do quite well under light to moderate shade. Now, no grasses want to grow in heavy shade. They all want to be in full sunlight, but this would be your best choice if you wanted to try a warm season grass in the shade. So there are a lot of choices and a lot of places actually to purchase turf grasses in Oklahoma, and we have excellent resources. You can come here and actually see them, touch them, feel them, walk on them here at our OSU OKC campus at our water conservation garden here. And also you can see our website for lots of resources of where to buy them and what different type of cultivars are available in Oklahoma.